Hey everybody, Aaron here. I'm just coming to you to say that this is going to be our last episode of the year. We've put together basically just like a little best of compilation that we sometimes do to celebrate when we've turned over a new leaf. And I've picked some of the last 50 episodes worth of clips to kind of showcase some moments of both sincerity, critical insight, and just like having a fun time with my friend that me and Leyla have enjoyed over the last couple of months, actually years, now that I think about it. This podcast has been going on for a while, so we hope you enjoyed this. It's just a little clip show. We will be back with our regularly scheduled podcast here in the new year. But until then, please enjoy, and just thanks for sticking with us for another 50 episodes. We're on episode 200 now, so it's been a big deal. This podcast means a lot to me and Leyla, so thank you, all 30 of you who listen. It's been a ride, but Happy New Year, and we will catch you later. Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're listening to Mortified, the Hot Ones Quest. It's it's the podcast with hot questions and even hotter wings, where two long-distance friends bounce media recommendations, all in hopes the other will like it. I'm Aaron Voigt.
I'm Leyla, I guess.
And this week, we celebrate our birthdays with a Scorpio season hot sauce gauntlet. Before we hurt our mouths and asses very badly, remember you can help us on Mortified the Legitimacy Quest by subscribing to us on YouTube, iTunes, or Spotify, or following us on Tumblr at MortifiedPod.
And the Lorax, and this is what we talk about when we talk about cognitive or fucking tonal dissonance. The Lorax gives him the spiel, leaves this like little monument behind that says "unless," and then I'm painting you a word picture, audience.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Leyla to try to explain this.
So we just got out of How Bad Can I Be? Everything is a wasteland. We are watching the last tree go down in slow motion in a wide shot. Mind you, the first tree that went down got a funeral rite from the Lorax and all the animals. So, like, already the audience is kind of conditioned to the importance of chopping down these trees. Did the funeral rite make me cry? Yes, we don't have to talk about it. Anyway.
I can't.
I like trees. So, we watched the last tree go down. This sad, like, think opening of Kingdom Hearts choir is just, like, painting the tone in the background of this desolation while the Lorax is, like, standing there and is like, are you happy? Did this fill the hole inside of you? Because that's it. No more trees, motherfucker. Like, nothing. You have nothing left. You can't sell any more needs because you have no supplies to make it. The animals are doing a Trail of Tears out of here. Like, are you happy? And the Onceler is not happy and is surprised that he's not happy. And then the Lorax standing on this little stone monument. Coral, beautiful. Everything is purple, dark. It's fucking desolate. Mood painting. The Lorax picks his own ass up and wedges himself into a god ray coming from between the clouds. And it is the most unserious I've ever seen in my life, as a beautiful choir of sad children is painting a total picture in the background.
Leyla can't see this because my camera's off, but I am crying. It's such a choice. It's such a choice.
It's so many choices.
Oh, let me just open up Layla's notes here. Easter Bunny in this, played by Hugh Jackman, is explicitly Australian. I think it's very silly, but fun. And like he actually uses boomerangs as his weapons, which is a very funny choice. That Hugh Jackman's like, I don't care that this is a primarily American audience. I am just going to be in Australia the whole time. Shout outs to Mr. Jackman.
Friend of the show, Mr. Hugh Jackman, who is featured in many, many, many of our episodes.
Yes, friend of the pod. Come on to Mortified anytime, Mr. Jackman. You're always welcome. Let me just read Layla's notes. Brackets. Me sitting back in my chair, hands steepled, and brackets. Am I hot for this rabbit? Quote. Look, mate, I'm dealing with perishables. End quote. Yeah, I'm hot for this rabbit. He's jacked and has anxiety.
Listen. He's jacked, nervous, and organized. And if that's you, 716
mortifiedpod@gmail.com, because that number is going to get bleeped out. I know that. But.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. The rabbit's hot. I don't know what you offer me.
Layla, we have this conversation about once every 3 months on Mortified. I think you could do better than the Easter Bunny.
Then Hugh Jackman?
Listen, Hugh Jackman.
Australian.
He's 6'1".
He's 6'1", a master of Tai Chi.
Hugh Jackman's not the Easter Bunny, though. Listen, we are a pro-furry podcast. Don't get me wrong. But he literally does the DreamWorks face in this film, and I think you can do better.
Fine. I can overlook that. If he can overlook the fact that I hate carrots, I can overlook that facial expression.
All right. I'll reach out to Mr. Jackman's agent with this clip, and we'll see if we can't get you at least a date. America, I'm sad to announce that the Shrek franchise is Jover. For now.
And not the only thing that's Jover. It's on today, Sunday, July 21st, 2024. Aaron, are you ever tired of living through history?
There was a man that named Francis Fukuyama who famously wrote an essay called The End of History. And every single day I wake up and I want to strangle him to death because history has certainly not ended.
I would argue, it feels like the beginning of history. And the ogre's big arc in the first movie, the establishing film in the franchise, is overcoming his insecurities to be loved. And that is like a thing he wants, and that is a thing he loves. And he has his wife, and she's great, and she's also an ogre, and she's also overcame her insecurities to take love's true form, e.g. being an ogre. Great. Why are we rehashing the same insecurities for 3 more movies? Shrek 2 is the best film ever made. Like, no doubt about it, nothing. Shrek 2 is cinema. Shrek 2 is untouchable to me. We're not speaking about Shrek 2. We're speaking strictly about Shreks 1, 3, and 4 here. Why? He needs to be over this. He's not a real person. He doesn't have trauma he can continue to dig up. He's a character, so he's a device in a story. Why do we keep doing this?
I mean, I think that the kind of running out of narrative sidewalk for the Shrek franchise is kind of an indictment of like the ways in which the cishet presumed, normal like life path of Americans is limiting in that ways, right? Because it's just like, well, this is what you do in life. You find somebody, you get married to them, you have kids with them, and then you hate them, right? And like that, God, me and Sierra watched a production of Oliver the musical yesterday, and like that is a very bad musical, even though the local production did a very good job of it. But like it is constructed in such a way that's just like, and then you meet your wife, and then she sucks and makes you sad, and like that was like a whole song based on that. And I was like, this is just cishet America's pathologies all being played out on screen. And like the fact that they just like keep going back to that after Shrek the Third, which was like about fatherhood and like your fear of becoming a father, and then just being like, and guess what, your fear of becoming a father, that was correct. You can't get your dick up anymore because of the babies that you have, is a thing that kind of happens in this movie. And it's just like, it's so boring. It's the worst and least interesting plot you could do, and you did it. And like, this is the thing, it's this movie happens in 2010, right? So this is emblematic of the time period, but it still sucks.
Yeah, it sucks really, really bad. Okay, so what you said, I'm currently taking a dance class. It is the most fun I've ever fucking had in my life. I am taking hip hop with a bunch of suburban moms taught by like a childhood friend of mine. We are dancing to Christina Aguilera's Dirty. It's hysterical. And it's such like a nice, lovely, supportive environment. But during our first class, the ladies had some of them had shared the way their kids reacted to them taking a dance class, which was a little bit heartbreaking because they were like, "Ooh, you're cringe," and I was like, "No, that's sad." But there were a couple of kids that came and like watched outside of the window. It was someone's kids, right? It wasn't like two random neighborhood orphans. Someone's kids were like watching us through a window or whatever, and the ladies, a couple of them got so self-conscious, like, in the moment. And listen, I'm not going to be a random preacher on a pulpit in the middle of my dance class on a Tuesday night. But in my head, I was like, no, they should be seeing you do this. They
Right.
need to understand that adulthood can be fun and that you can do whatever you want. Because growing up, your understanding of adulthood is exactly what you just said. You find someone to marry, you make each other miserable, you pay taxes, and you die.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that is
this
so shitty.
This is a whole big thing in, for longtime listeners. I used to work in STIs and like, disease intervention in that way. And like, that is a stigma that, right? It's like, oh, old people don't have sex, right? So we don't have to talk about that. But like, that's a huge issue, right? And it is just the ways in which America, conceives of sexuality. I think is with regards to your conversation, with your moms. It's like, oh, your kids can't imagine you having sex and having fun and being sexy. Like, that sucks. Like, your kids should be like, oh, my mom is a person. Like, you don't have to like obviously dump that all on them all at once, but like, they should see you as a whole person at some point and not be freaked out by the fact that you want to twerk to Christina Aguilera. That's fine.
Yeah, seeing you and I feel like have at least brought this up, but there are moments of like when you're growing up, you finally start to see your parents as real people that are fallible. And I feel like even to myself, maybe that's always framed as a negative because it's like, oh, it's a moment where I can see my parents making mistakes or being human or being afraid or whatever. But it is also like, I think that's we should maybe reframe that as also being a positive of like, no, you can understand that your parents had a sense of humor and a life before you and the choices that they made and the way in which they're funny or playful or whatever. Those are things that I think should also be an opening, and we just like don't see that in this movie whatsoever. It is truly the bleakest. Okay, let's just get into it, shall we?
We should probably talk about the plot so listeners
the opening montage
can understand where this diatribe comes from.
Then Mongrel Mick shows up. Look, what an entrance!
Mongrel Mick is great, yeah.
Mongrel Mick rules, and I took the screenshot, but he just shows up and the whole screen goes yellow. It just goes, Mick!
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, he is a mandrill with a single golden fang, like an incisor, or not incisor, a canine. He's really cool. I love him.
I love Mongrel Mick. So he had planned all this as a trap for the chickens. I know I just said I really like this game, but actually another thing that is contributing to me not feeling very smart when I play it is that at every turn, the villain and the heroes take turns going, well, I knew you were going to do this, so I did X, Y, and Z, but I knew you were going to do this, so I did this other stuff. It's Death Note all over.
I was going to say, I thought you liked Death Note. But like...
I like the novels.
Yeah, like it's... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that this is the thing. I do wish that, like, you had allowed the chicken police to either, make a reveal to the audience to be like, oh, yeah, that's an interesting clue and make them feel smart. Or, I mean, like, that's the thing. They intentionally say, like, hey, we know we are being strung along this whole time, but we're going to trigger the trap anyway. And, like, you can do that. But I do think then it's, I don't know. Here's the thing. In order to prep for this conversation, I watched several noir movies, including the 1973 The Long Goodbye. And in that movie is basically just vibes. Like there's like a suggestion of a plot, which like is fine, but like a lot of it is just like, here's the noir pastiche that you're here for. Here's a bunch of wild detective shit. And like I kind of think that's what CP2 is going for here, right? Which is like, the plot isn't really why you're here. You're here for the, the noir mode. Did you play this game on noir mode, by the way?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fucking right. That's the way it's meant to be played.
Come on. Colors for pussy.
That's right. Colors for chickens. It is working in that mode where it's like, yeah, it would have been nicer if there had been some sort of like grand plot reveal or it made them seem nicer, right? But like, I think there is kind of a difference between like a mystery story and a noir story. Like, at least in the two movies that I watched, like the mysteries itself, all the investigations didn't really turn out to be anything. It turned out to be like a kind of a simple answer, which is like kind of the point of noir stories. I feel like it's like, despite all the work that you put into something, like at the end of the day, the rain is coming down and your Venetian blinds are casting slatted shadows across your face while you smoke, a cigarette. And like the world is kind of a grim place where people betray each other. Right. And like, that's, I'm willing to forgive this, but even though I don't like the fact that they did this, like, oh, we were ahead of you the whole time, because like I do think it fits in the pastiche of like, sometimes you just gotta step into the jaws of death.
Guillermo del Toro has a quote about noir that I really like, where he separates the pastiche of noir from what noir is. And noir is about, I think he says it's about like cynicism. It's not about the Venetian blinds. It's not about the cigarettes, right? It is cynicism and a level of like hopelessness and darkness. I forget what specifically he says, so I might be misquoting, but
sure.
I think you're not wrong. I think this game just needs to pick what it is. Are you a pastiche of noir? Are you vibes? Or are you a murder mystery? And I think it's not making that choice right now.
I mean, here's the thing. We didn't talk about this, but this game also breaks the fourth wall a ton. Oh. Specifically, Marty is just kind of like, oh, it's always like some sort of game that we're just like characters in. And like, there's a point where they're in the police department where they like say something that they both know out loud about like a surfboard and a crime that happened with the surfboard. And then they like, they barrel the camera, although they're always barreling the camera because they're chickens. But like, they're like, I just feel like we're being watched. And it's like, okay, I know you're making a joke, but like, I feel like the whole point of noir is that genre is completely bought into its own shit. And like, when you undercut it like that, it really hurts. It really hurts kind of what you're going for. So yes, I think that they are trying to do too many things at once.
Yes. So smaller, do less.
Mm-hmm.
Is our big critique.
Yeah, you have to kind of, meet the movie where it's coming from. But like, I thought it was really funny to see his mom, who is just like, I've been telling you for many, many years, I'm an old woman now. She looks the exact same as the day he was born, like in the first scene. And she's like, I can't believe that you're still not listening to me. Well, in the meantime, this dude is like a 6'4" brick shit house. He's like as wide as my desk, and he's got like huge rippling muscles now. When he's adult, he's an adult. This actor is Prabhas, I believe is his name. It's a mononym, but he's like one of the most famous actors in Telugu cinema. So shout outs.
And I would just like to let him know I'm single.
Yeah. So listen, Prabhas, shout out. mortifiedpod@gmail.com. We'll hook you up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very handsome man. He's just so shredded in this movie. It's not hard for me to believe that he is a Superman of some kind.
No, he is absolutely, like, he is perfect for this like epic god poem, sort of format. So we do have to talk about, while he is attempting to climb this waterfall, a song plays. And how about you, but I had subtitles for the song. And I think this is what Marvel is lacking for me.
Yeah.
Because the song in the background is just like, ooh, Shiva, he's so big and strong and sexy and smart, and his muscles are going to save us all, and they're bulging and rippling, and he's so... That is the whole song.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like, this is the fucking dude. Everybody get up. He's gonna beat ass, and he's got a huge dick. And it's like that for like 5 minutes.
I'm not gonna compare my journey to Miss Beverly's, because I think being a pilot is a much bigger deal than working in video games.
I don't know. Both equally toxic.
But I think I found something so deeply relatable in the telling of the story of like, as a child deciding you are going to do something and then just like not perceiving that failure or your inability to do it will ever be an option, and just like continuing to push until you get the recognition and you get the thing that you know you want to do so badly. And on top of that, the moments of her being like, oh, suddenly I'm a mother, and suddenly shocked at how much they've grown, and suddenly I'm 51. That passage of like, I found that passage of time very relating, because I feel like I turned around and I'm almost 31. And it's because I've been, as you pointed out to me, hustling for 10 years. And then the line that makes me cry without fail at the end is where she talks about, I forget what the exact thing, because there's like numbers involved, but it's like, suddenly you're on air-to-air traffic, you've been alerted that there's a terrorist action, and the very thing you love the most is used as the bomb. And there's, again, a moment of silence,
Yep.
right? Listen, as somebody in an industry where the arts are constantly weaponized for shit, right? The fucking U.S. military is involved in film and video games all the time. As somebody who's seen like devs harassed for making art, you know, as somebody who read the Blizzard lawsuit where a woman died just by being involved in this industry because she was so harassed, like, it's heartbreaking, right? And I feel that moment to me is very like visceral, because I feel like there have been moments in the past 10 years where I have felt that, like really, really intimately felt that, where like, oh, this like thing that I love more than anything is being used to hurt people. And now, it makes you cynical. There's a barrier. And so I love Me in the Sky. I think if you're going to give me a girl power anthem, it should be Me in the Sky, even though I fucking hate airplanes. But you know what, Miss Beverly, live your truth.
Shout outs to Beverly Bass. Yeah, but Mick does not show up for the rest of the game, unfortunately. And presumably that's because he'll show up in the third game, which...
Please.
Because Marty dies here at the end, spoilers, I guess, I don't know if they're going to do that, because I don't know how this game works if Marty's dead. Monica, yeah, but like, I don't know. Marty's the heart. We'll see.
Monica's cool.
I love Monica, but Monica's not Marty. We'll talk about it.
We'll get there. Okay, together, Monica and Sunny infiltrate a cool cathedral-looking place because the king's wedding is today. They confront Lady Kayla and find out her motivation is to become the strong unifier of Clawville from the ashes of war. She's an absolutist. She thinks she's an accelerationist. Sorry, she wants to accelerate disaster and then be the phoenix from the ashes. Sunny thinks she's mostly motivated by her orphan past, but whatever. In the final moments, Sunny is unable to kill Kayla, but Monica grabs that fucking gun and shoots her as she should. What a good moment.
Yeah, that's good.
Everybody gathers at the cathedral to be like, you did it. Sunny rushes to meet Marty, who is about to have a quote-unquote life-saving operation. They talk about all the good times they had and how much they love each other. Death flag. Marty says out loud, I'm not going to survive this, am I? He does not. Sunny quits the force and starts his own PI service, Featherland and McChicken, with Monica's help. The two of them plan to take a long vacation and travel the world, leaving one case on his desk for when they come back. Marty also has a desk at the office. You liked this death.
Yes.
Why?
Because they foreshadowed it, right? I know it's not earned. Like, to be clear, like, yeah. I think it's kind of silly that they're like, and then Marty sadly died of his wounds. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Like, if they had maybe worked on, like, made that character moment stronger, I think I would have liked it more. But, like, because this is kind of how noir stories go, like you said, like, cynicism is at the heart of them. Like, yeah, it actually makes complete sense that, you know, something would happen. You know, I just watched the Maltese Falcon, earlier today.
Love.
And that movie ends with the titular Maltese Falcon being a fake, right? And the PI, what's his name, Sam Spade, at the end when they're like, oh, hey, what's that? And he's like holding the Falcon. He's like, this is the stuff that dreams are made of, which is to say lead and like false hopes that get a bunch of people killed. And like, I think that cynicism does work with what they're trying to achieve here. Like, do I wish that they had given, Marty a more, a death that they had set up better? Yes. But at the end of the day, I also think that, like, sometimes weird, bad shit happens. Like, similarly in The Long Goodbye, like the way that story resolves is that, like, the guy who was, like, looking for his friend and, like, who had been protecting his friend the whole movie, his friend was actually just a huge jerk. And, like, he sucks. And, like, I think that's really at the heart of this genre, which is why I'm willing to allow it, and I think it's fine. And also, like, that's the thing, like, a guy who loses his partner, that's also a part of Maltese Falcon. That's what happens in Maltese Falcon. So, like, I think it works with the genre, even if I don't think the execution is stellar.
Yeah, I think I live in a world where I think Game of Thrones is the Red Wedding, is the 9/11 of modern media. in the sense that I think Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding was fine. It's what came after the Red Wedding that really sends me to hell. Mm-hmm. Every creator after Game of Thrones and its senseless, constant murder of its characters was like, ooh, I need to spice things up. Time for death. And I'm like, but what do you, if a character is a means by which you tell your story, right? A character is a device. They're not real people. What is the device of Marty McChicken doing by dying? Like, what function is it fulfilling? And it's weird because, again, as you said, Marty, heart of the story. It is weird to say the heart of the story doesn't survive, but Sonny and Monica go on vacation. Like, it's weird. It is a weird, weird thing. And I think now when I see deaths in media, I'm so hard on them. Like, it is really hard for me to, like, take a death and be like, yeah, this worked for me. But I'm not fully lost, because I watched Nosferatu the other day, and every fucking death in that movie worked for me. Every single death in that movie, I was like, yes, kill more of them. It was great. So I think it has to be executed right. And the execution here just boggled the mind.
The text that I think that I've read that comes most closely to this is, spoilers for a nearly 20-year-old YA novel, but John Green's Looking for Alaska. I don't know if you thought about that book at all. I know you don't like it, but, like, very similar plot.
Yeah.
And, like, I do kind of think that, like, both of these texts come down to the same thing, which is like, hey, you imposed a narrative about somebody's life on them, and, like, you want to make yourself like a hero in their in their narrative, but, like, they have their own shit going on, and, like, I think I like that, especially because, like, it's framed as the context of, like, this person trying to come back, coming back to their hometown they wanted to escape. And, I didn't love doing this morning where I wake up and I read a story about somebody who, like, had their dreams of being a writer, and then coming back to their hometown 10 years later. That one hit a little bit too close to home, and I suspect you also felt a little bit uneasy with that narrative as well, given your recent move.
No, honestly, not really.
Okay.
So maybe if I played this many, many years ago, well, not that many, I guess. But yeah, maybe if I had played this when I shamefully came back with my tail between my legs after I flunked out of art school, maybe then. But I think one of the things I'm really coming to terms with as a person in my age and my place in life, I saw somebody post, an artist that I followed for a really long time, post yesterday that all they ever want to do is draw. That's all they ever want to do. It's all they're ever thinking about. They want to draw, they're watching TV, they want to draw, they're doing that. And I think it made me a little sad because I don't have that. I've never had that. I'm never always thinking about one hobby or one thing. Sometimes I'm thinking about drawing. Sometimes I'm thinking about writing. Sometimes I'm not thinking about any of those things. Sometimes I just want to vibe. And I think the thing I'm coming to terms with now and where I am in life is how to balance those things and how to understand that because I don't spend so much time with one hobby, right? I don't have the same output analytically as you do. I don't have the same output in writing as like a Marty or my friend Sarah. I don't have the same artistic output as people I know who love to draw. I'm never going to be as good in any of those things as I always kind of dreamed of being. But I can still do it for fun. I can still have a good time. And so I think, and we have a talking point about coming back home. I think for me, stories right now that hit hard are like stories about feeling isolated or about kind of finding family or redefining home or redefining a place. So yeah, I can't say that like the narrative about coming home and not feeling like they're succeeding in their career. I think the thing that hit hard for me was just like that. I feel a sense of guilt about a lack of nuance. I see the lens that I see some people in my life through that lacks nuance. I think that is the part that hit hard for me, where I'm like, oh, do I because I have felt cruelty at the hands of some people, am I then painting the whole community with a much, much harsher brush than I maybe need to?
Right.
That's very personal for a podcast 30 people listen to.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of the point of having a small audience, is we can get pretty real. Yeah, I mean, I think the ending is weird. I think there is a conversation to be had about, like, if you are watching a piece of media that is made as prequel media, I think there is some degree of, like, you kind of have to know why they're making references to something else. Like, I think it is silly to be like, I don't know why everybody in Star Wars is so obsessed about this Anakin kid if you're watching the prequels, and it's like, well, that's because he becomes Darth Vader, right? Like, I think you kind of have to have some knowledge going in. But at the same time, I think your point about, like, I don't know who any of these fucking people are, I don't think you're wrong, right? Because the show hasn't given you a reason to care about Melshi, Christ knows.
I think Anakin's a bad example because at the time that the prequels were coming out, the only other fucking piece of Star Wars media, like mainline Star Wars media, was the original trilogy, right? So you don't have a universe of content to draw from.
That is not true. The extended
is it not?
There are a gajillion books and comics.
Okay, but I mean, but who's... I'm talking
real fans.
Mainline. I'm talking mainline, big public exposure.
No, you're right.
Your blockbuster films, right? Because if you really like the Star Wars Extended Universe, yeah, you're fucking reading the novels, obviously, or you're playing the TTRPGs that come out, or you're a part of fan conventions or speculation or whatever. I am talking pop culture. What is permeating and people know who Darth Vader is.
Sure, but then like, I think your point is about a question of audience size then. And I think that the people who are watching Andor are not most people.
Are on Disney fucking Plus browsing for Star Wars shit.
I think that if you're on Disney Plus looking for Star Wars shit, you're already in a niche audience.
I don't know. Mandalorian had a lot of people watching and they're marketing fucking Baby Yoda.
Sure, but I think Mandalorian's an outlier. I think the rest, like, I think the people who watched Rebels, way, way smaller than the people who watched, Rogue One, and like, Rebels was out when we still had TV.
Where are my visions? Where are my visions, bitches?
Visions is another great example. Like, Visions is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I think there is something to be said about, like, you kind of have to know what you're getting into with the backstory of some of these things. And I think it's not wrong to be like, I feel like it's okay for me to criticize you for not having seen Rogue One.
I think there is a way in which... Oh, what did this recently? the Fallout show. So we both watched Fallout. We fucking watched it together. And it is one of those things where it had a complete narrative arc that was self-contained, but still had a lot of moments where if you had broader context for New Vegas, if you had broader context for 3 and all the tech that is Fallout and Vault Tech as a company, you got a richer experience out of the show that wasn't necessarily fan service. It was just like a richer contextualization of what you were watching, but you could still watch Fallout having not engaged with Fallout ever before and gotten a complete narrative experience. I don't think Andor Season 2 is a complete narrative experience with richer context from Rogue One, because the last episode ends on montages that directly lead to a movie that is 10 years old.
I think that is fair.
Thank you.
As far
it's
as,
at least fair. You can criticize me for not having seen it.
Yeah.
But
I think your point stands. Yeah. I could push back a little bit about Fallout, but also it's not. I don't think I disagree more than I agree. So yeah, I think you're not wrong. You know, it is a weird ending. I think it could have hit harder. I think they could have made it more self-contained, but at the end of the day, this is the curse of Disney, and specifically Star Wars as it is right now, which is that it is, at the end of the day, all just like, hey, remember this?
That's true. Well, I think the other thing I just quickly want to bring up is when I hear people talk about Andor, I very rarely hear them be like Andor, comma, a prequel to Rogue One. They usually just talk about Andor the show. And a lot of people get their Star Wars media through word of mouth. So I don't think it is a insane expectation that for people who maybe have heard about this great Star Wars show, bless you, or are you wiping your face?
I'm holding my face.
Okay. I don't think it is too high a bar to say that for people who heard of this through word of mouth, it should be a self-contained narrative experience. And then if they want to follow up and watch Rogue One, as I will be doing when I'm less sad, which who knows when that'll be.
Not for a while.
Yeah, rough times right now. I don't think it's an unfair expectation to say that.
I think it is also bananas for you to be like, oh, who is this character I've never heard of? He was in a movie. Yeah, I'll watch 24 episodes of TV about him.
But that wasn't the thing I went into it with. Like, that wasn't the well, first of all, I think we watched it for Mortified, right? That was
Andor season 1. Yeah, that wasn't entirely me. Like, I want to talk about Andor or someone, so that's my fault, to be fair.
So you're proving my point in the sense that I heard of it through word of mouth with no greater context from
Okay, maybe. Okay, my petard is hoisting me a little bit right now, and I don't think that's fair. So we've made allusions to this on the podcast, but me and Leyla, we have a Google Drive. We like to look over each other's notes when we are talking about shows, because it's interesting to see what our we like to work out our critical thoughts on the pod, but it's interesting to see like what my friend is going through while they watch this movie. And let's see, this is last night, which is November 1st. This is probably, they started messaging at about, I'll probably say 10 p.m. Would you say, Leyla, last night?
No, it was around midnight. It was
good. Okay, midnight. Leyla starts their notes on Australia. And I think about about halfway through the movie. Hello, I hope you're ready for Layla's Yogurt Corner. One of the 2 nutrition influencers I check in with every once in a while is a big light and fit guy, and I tried a few flavors of those. Generally, I like it, but it's a bit sweet for me. There is a full 200 words about yogurt in the middle of Layla's notes. And I was like, oh, Layla's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it was between Light and Fit and Oikos 000. I had to really work out my thoughts.
So
yeah.
So I saw you rated this on Letterboxd. You gave this a 0.5 star.
Yeah, sure did.
You wrote another 300 words. And ending your review with "I will never recover from this." And I don't know I don't know if you've checked the letterbox recently, but I did reply to that. And
yeah, you asked me, but did you like it though? Is what you asked me, and I did not dignify that. I didn't dignify it with the response.
I was hoping if you could answer that on air. Did you have a good time?
I saw Baz Luhrmann's The Great Gatsby in theaters, and I forgot that friend of the show Michelangelo was in that theater with me because I had so honed in on my vile hatred for Baz Luhrmann and his works, and I walked out of that movie theater shaking. I hated that movie so fucking much. And Michelangelo reminded us last night, he was there and he feared for his life. I think you all would have had a similar experience watching me try to tough it out through 2 hours of 45 fucking unhinged, unedited, poorly paced, shitty looking minutes of one of the more racist movies I've ever had to sit through, featuring
including Pan.
Actors, including Pan, featuring actors I ostensibly like. And a creative team that I learned way too much about because the only way I could get through it was just hatefully IMDbing.
Yeah?
I hated this movie.
Listen, is it pretty racist? Yeah. I do think I understand what it's very Blindside, right? This comes out a year before the Blindside. So I understand what they're trying to do, right? This is 2008. This is like post-racial. I mean, this is movie, I don't think this movie was for U.S. audiences, but like, you can think about this as a referendum of what liberal politics were like at the time. The fact that they, do a land acknowledgement at all is, notable in this movie. But like, I didn't love it. I didn't think it was like a fantastic movie. I liked seeing Nicole Kidman. I liked seeing Hugh Jackman. The parts with the little kid, Brandon Walters, Noah, who doing the stuff about singing, they spoke to me. I felt emotionally connected to that. So why didn't it work for you?
I'll just read my Letterboxd review.
Okay, sure.
Because I think I'm gonna be too angry if I just go off the top of the dome. I think I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. So I'm just gonna read my Letterboxd review. So here we go. Watched on the 1st of November, 2025. Through watching this movie, I honed my hatred of Baz Luhrmann's directing style. First of all, this is 3 different movies crammed into one. A cattle drama, a war drama, and a romance. I would like to take a little teeny tiny break in between paragraphs here to note that cows are my favorite fucking animal. Do you know how atrocious your movie has to be for me to not delight in the amount of cows I got to see on screen in 2 hours and 45 minutes? Pretty fucking bad. Second, Luhrmann lingers on everything and therefore nothing is important when there's not an editor making snappy decisions, as in Romeo and Juliet or Moulin Rouge, which both have the same editor. This is not helped by the fact that he has 2025 ambitions for VFX on 2008 tech. Third, the quality of the cinematography is wildly inconsistent, and Baz Luhrmann works with the same production director, his wife, for all of his movies. The way their house would kill me. I do not want to know what Catherine and Baz are up to in what I am sure is a multi-million-dollar kitsch orgy. I do not want to know. Anyway, I don't understand how or why the cinematography is so inconsistent. There's only one cinematographer credited. Why is the use of negative space so bad? Fourth, in my many research breaks I took to make this 2 hour and 45 minute runtime bearable, I learned that people think Baz Luhrmann is gay. Oh my god, he likes panache and glitter. If he was even remotely gay, he wouldn't flub fine-ass 2008 Hugh Jackman as hard as he did. He is distinctly unhorny towards his male leads. Why did you shave him for his big Cinderella entrance? Baz? Are you crazy? And then you put him in an ill-fitting white suit with a weird tie and all sorts of textures competing. I'm like, can I kill myself? And if my words aren't enough, structure is so nonsensical that it now airs on Hulu as a mini-series named after the ranch in question in the movie. I think I'm triple angry because I watched this cacophony of shots the same day as I watched a Satoshi Kon movie, and Satoshi Kon is a master of film's relationship to time. I will never recover from this.
You didn't... I thought there were some good shots in there.
Couple. I think they were accidents.
I mean, they were, between 1 and 4 seconds long.
I'm sorry, are you counting the drone shots of nature?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna take credit away from Mother Gaia and give it to this team? This creative team, this consistent creative team? That hardly changes?
I thought they were pretty.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Mountains are pretty, Aaron. Thank you for informing our audience. Thank you for that critical review of mountains. I hate this man. I am not a hater. I know this about myself. I know that I hedge too much. I'm annoying to talk to if you talk to me about commercial art, because you could be like, wow, this sucked, and I'll be like, no, it didn't. They tried really hard. I'm replaying Dragon Age 2, famously fucking maligned. That's my Shayla. I will die defending that game, actually. Baz Luhrmann, it's on sight. Ooh, it's on sight. Ooh, the things he's done to film. His so-called movies drive me to drink, okay? And I learned today the hard way, Maryland will not sell me alcohol on Sundays. I'm doing this sober. I'm dying. Oh my God. I hate him. Oh my God. And I even sat there and asked myself, I was like, man, he shoots so theatrically, but I like the way Wes Anderson does it. It's not like dissimilar. So what it's the unhorniness. It's the lack of curiosity. It's the inconsistency, the shitty vignettes, the terrible glitter, the bad coloring. I'm done.